everybody. Welcome back to Freedom's Front Porch. I'm Jen Baker, and I'm here with Tammy Jackson. And in for Nicole Reffitt is her hubby, her Guy Reffitt, January 6er, and pardon January 6er. And we're super excited to have you here, Guy. Today we have one of my dear friends and an amazing woman, Shaina Gaviola. Shaina is on with us today to talk about what's going on with her. She is, um, without President Trump stepping in and giving her a pardon, she's headed to prison for fighting for her son and fighting against the woke commie agenda in California that thought it was okay to just transition him. So, Shaina, we're super stoked to have you here. Thank you for coming in and being one of the porch dwellers here at Freedom's Front Porch. Um, and I'm excited that you get to tell um, our our base and the people that are watching us, and hopefully we can get this out to other people and let them know your story. So thank you, honey, for coming on in.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Tammy, Guy, what's going on?
Oh,
Hey, we're here.
just another
Go ahead,
glorious day in the
Terry.
pair. It's another glorious day in the neighborhood.
We're chopping it up on the Freedom's Front Porch today, baby. America's first White House, and the girls standing in for my lady today.
That's right. First man in the house. Wow. All right, we'll let you stay for a while. I'm just kidding.
Right on.
Um,
I'm feeling
so
honored and blessed.
Shayna, yeah. Shayna, I wanted to ask you. I know that this has been a really hard process for you, and we can get into the details of what you're going through right now. But how are you and your kids doing? Like, how are the rest of your kids doing through all of
um,
this?
I think that obviously we're all very emotional, but we've been preparing for some time, so we did get a little bit of preparation time. Um, None of my kids have ever been without me. I'm a single mom, and then um, my daughter's father passed while I was pregnant with her, so I am her only parent as well. And
Oh,
as she
wow.
goes into her first year of college without her mom is, obviously extremely sad for her, and it's been a rough couple of months, just up and down, and not knowing if they're going to grant my appeal, or if they're going to grant my bond pending appeal, which they denied yesterday. So we're like, am I gonna go? Am I not gonna go? Am I gonna go? Am I not gonna go? It's I think the not knowing is so much harder because all of the kids have to kind of be in limbo where we're like, okay, I'm gonna go this day. Okay, we got it extended. Okay, I'm gonna go this day. Okay, well they may grant this. And I think at the end of it, we're all just so tired, like everybody is just
Mhm.
so emotionally spent. All of my children are in different locations right now, and this is their also the first time all being away from each other.
Oh, wow. So, we know your story, but a lot of our viewers don't know your story. So, give us just kind of I know it's hard to put it
The
into a
overview
cliff
is
notes,
wild,
but
but yeah.
yeah.
So I'll give you a brief overview when the one that I think that kind of resonates the most, but also like gives the story kind of quickly. I'm a single mom. I have four kids, three of whom are biologically mine. My youngest one is, not biologically mine, but she's legally mine. So I've raised them on my own. My oldest, who is now 21, when he was 15, was arrested for molesting a 7-year old. And so in that time period, he also was identifying as trans. The school was, as soon as I said, I'm not okay with the transitioning. I'm not okay with calling him Brianna at home. I'm not okay with any of that. They automatically shut me down. So then I wasn't notified of any, behavioral issues, anything going on at school. So if I was, the things that he had done at school, I believe would have alerted me to be more concerned about him around children, and more aware of what direction it was going in and how quickly.
Mm.
Unfortunately, they started only telling his transition person. So this is a person that the schools deem basically in charge of your child's transitioning when they choose to start transitioning. So the second that they say, I identify as trans, and my mom, dad, family doesn't agree with it, and I feel emotionally unheard, or you know, they're not accepting my, my transitioning, they bring in a transition person. This person is not a psychologist. They are not a psychiatrist. They are not. They have no qualifications to deal with any of this. They are paid by the school district as teachers' aides, and they go from school to school every couple of years. So they change them up. And the only reason I know all of this is because the woman, her name is Jamie Toole, was who was assigned to my son. I was not allowed to see my own son's school records until 3 weeks after my trial. The government would not give them to us. We requested them because there was an order of protection. I was not able to see them. I also was not able to use them in the trial. So, a briefer, just kind of giving that overview. He had started a rape and murder chat room. He had urinated in the female's bathroom in front of little girls. He had worn bras outside of his shirt. He had long press on nails. Just a lot of things that I feel like if I would have been alerted to those behaviors, I would have been more aware and concerned about, his actual behavior. So once he was arrested for molesting the child, I then trusted a friend that I met through Blake, through my son. And unfortunately, she ended up being pro trans and pro, basically just alienating me. And when I found out, when I got to the point to where, I realized what was going on, it was too late. And I had told my son to come home, and this woman took him down to the courthouse and got a restraining order on me. So, long story short, I had already planned on putting him into a boarding school once I found out that, this was all going on behind my back. And the boarding school, he was signed up for it. The transport team, who consisted of two off-duty sheriff's deputies, one of whom graduated the boarding school, came and picked him up. And because they said I knew about the restraining order, not that I was legally served, because I was not, because I knew that the restraining order existed, that I violated the temporary restraining order that my son was able to get on me. And the boarding school, they arrested the deans of admission of the boarding school, because it's a Christian boarding school. And apparently, I did not know this, but the FBI had been trying to shut down this school under the Biden administration for 2 years and had been unsuccessful because there was no reason to shut the school down. And this man, Julio Sandoval, that was arrested with me, and my trial partner, was an amazing person. Like, he is retired Marine, he's married, he has 6 children, 9 grandkids. And when the FBI first, indicted me, and my attorney was like, they said, if you tell them that, it was all him and he orchestrated this and he knew the restraining order and set up this whole scenario, we'll let you completely off. But just like the beginning of all this, you have to be able to sleep and you have to be able to look at yourself. So I did not take that deal.
Amen.
Yeah. And he got off because he did nothing wrong. And so he was acquitted during trial. But unfortunately, there is a whole lot more to the story, because the prosecutor, the initial prosecutor, and the lead FBI agent were both taken off my case due to sexual misconduct, where they were having inappropriate sexual text messages back and forth to each other about me. They were both married, a man and a woman, talking about getting together with me after I get out of prison. He was consistently hitting on me. He ran into me at a establishment, followed me around, put the FBI agent on the phone with me. Were flirting. They were flirting. He was flirting with me. It was so bad that when we had a court date, because we had to have an actual hearing about it, where the ASUA was put on the stand and the special agent, FBI agent, that's a woman, was put on the stand, and they had to explain their text messages. And the judge said that their actions were incomprehensible and they were removed from my case. And my case was transferred to the Northern District of California. And then right at that time, a rogue federal judge came in and overrode that judge's orders and brought my case back to Fresno, where I was prosecuted by the prosecutor's friends and colleagues. And when I was looking at the beginning, what I would be looking at would be probation and possibly 6 months in prison, turned into 5 years in prison, which was what the prosecution was then asking for, which was a complete retaliation of me removing the prosecutor and the FBI agent from the case. Then they brought in a judge who did a 60-minute interview on how horrible MAGA is also the same judge that blocked President Trump's birthright citizenship, I believe, like orders. And then he came in and did 7 orders in limine, which are gag orders. So I was not allowed to say that my son molested a child. I was not allowed to talk about his sexuality in any way. And they associated his sexuality with the molestation. And I wasn't allowed to talk about the validity of the restraining order. I was not allowed to bring in the fact that I had full custody of my son from a different state. And I was not allowed to bring in my religious beliefs whatsoever.
All right, Shaina, we're going to come back here in just a few minutes and get the rest of the story. It's just absolutely atrocious. And God bless you, lady. I tell you. All right, come on back.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land. I've been there, I looked, I tried to see. Here I am in New York City, watching a nice sunrise. Not really. I'm in the warehouse. I'm telling you about a conservative organization, not the AARP loser, the left wing. Forget about it. This is where you need to be. You get everything conservative menus. America.us/TAFW.
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just 2 entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW. Making travel great again.
Hey Patriots, we're excited to bring to you Sugar Creek Goods, all natural quality skincare products brought to you by great patriots like we are here. That's why we brought this into the America First Warehouse. All these great natural products are amazing, and you can get them on our website and go right to www.sugarcreekgoods.com/TAFW. These are phenomenal products. I love them all. And this one right here is for Patriot Pup. Thank you so much for supporting us.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
right, welcome back, everybody. We're just sitting here on this break, the four of us, just talking about the absolute absurdity and egregiousness of this case, and what Shaina has had to go through. And I want you guys to know that this is not just we're not just talking about the Biden administration that has done this to her. She has had her trial and gone through this last year through the Trump administration, and they actually posted about once you were sentenced and everything. The Justice Department posted how justice had been served.
Yeah.
And it's just absolutely disgusting. I just, I'm so angered. Like, Shayna, I mean, you and I have been talking for over a year now.
Yeah.
And, I just, so I'm going to let Guy and Tammy kind of get through this because I have so much to say and I just don't feel like I could get it out properly because my heart is just so hurt for you. So go
Yeah.
ahead, guys.
Guy, I'll let you have the first question since I already
Oh, well.
asked one.
Well, I mean, it's abhorrent. And it doesn't shock me that the weaponization is still real because they haven't. They can't clean it fast enough. We can't get people out of this system that is destroying our country fast enough. Your prosecutors and the tool named tool in your case are just tools for the government to attack the people. We the people stand for the American Constitution, and we have these atrocious, prosecutors and special agents running around and running amok in our system that are just out to attack just free-spirited Americans that want to stand up and protect their children. I one little situation that I had that when I got arrested for January 6th and I got in my jail cell or got in the jail, the special agent Laird Hightower had to come in and get DNA for me, a swab and some fingerprints. And I looked at him and I said, how do you live with yourself knowing that you used my kid as a weapon against me? And he just looked at me and laughed. He says, he's 18. We can do what we want with him. That was a quote. That's what we're up against in America today. And what's happening to this young lady right here and her family is absolutely unacceptable in this country. President Trump needs to stand up and pardon this young lady and get her back to her kids and her family immediately. There should be no time for this young lady in any kind of a cell for doing what she knew was right, protecting her children.
Right. And I mean, I want to add too that my son is now 21 years old and he has not transitioned. So he goes by his name. He is a boy. And, it's as far as I can tell, I was right, and I know that doesn't, I'm not like, oh, I was right. It's just as his mother, as the closest person to him, as the person who's loved him since before he was born, as the person whose job it is to protect him. That was what I was doing. I was doing the best for him because I know him the best, and they have the federal government has turned my child against me. They have weaponized my son against me. And he now is, I don't even know how to describe the person that they've turned him into because I don't even know him anymore. Like, I had to mourn a child who was alive. And I think that Guy can understand exactly where I'm coming from, because I know a little bit about his story as well. But mourning a child and having your child turned on you, I don't even know if there's a word for it. I don't even know if there's an explanation, but it is beyond heartbreak. It is beyond disgusting. And this country used to be about the reunification of family, to make sure that we brought families together, to get families back together, to, reunify them. And now it is a weaponization of children against their parents. It is a you don't have to talk to your parents. You don't have to listen to your parents. Your parents actually know nothing. And we know everything. And we'll tell you what to do. And these kids are so impressionable. And us as parents are setting loving, stability foundations for our kids. And they're coming in and going, no, 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 you don't have to do chores. You don't have to, listen. You don't have to all the things that you do to make sure that your children are good people, that other people want to be around, that are good for society. They're coming in and going, no, you don't have to listen to anybody. You can be arrogant. You can be cocky. You can come in here. You own this. And that is breeding a different kind of person. And it's unfortunately what I feel like a lot of the federal government is made out of is these like robot people that they've made with no feelings that are sociopathic. And I'm watching them do this to my son in front of my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And smiling
But
the whole time.
And
They're arrogant.
smiling. Yes.
yeah,
And I'm
because
the enemy.
they know that there's nothing you can do about it. The government's done a really good job of first they took the dad out of the home and said, well, you don't need a two parent household. You can have a one parent household, and women, you don't need that man. You can get on welfare, and you could just suck off the government teat.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden moms don't even know anything, like they're idiots too. Also, they're the enemy. Also, the children should be spying on the parents and then taking that information to the school and giving that information to the school
That is
because
so
the government
1984.
Yeah.
but that's
And
exactly
that's I feel
what's
like I
happening.
was like one of that era. I was one of the victims of that,
It
women
takes a
power,
village.
let's work. We got this. I'm strong. I'm independent.
Mhm.
I don't need anyone else. And boy was that wrong. But that was what they did. That was how they marketed it and it felt like
Right.
yeah, I'm empowered. I can do, what I want. I don't have to do this. I don't need anybody there taking care of the family. But I'm gonna tell you, I would not have been as easy of a target if there was a dad in the picture. I would not
Correct.
have
And a
been,
gun.
you know,
Dads and guns. Just gotta have the two things
right?
that
Yeah.
are.
Dads
I
and guns. That's
mean,
what you said. I didn't hear you.
Let me give you some hope though, because my story was pretty bad too. But me and my family had a canoeing trip a couple of weeks ago with my son. So we're
Oh,
back
that's
together.
awesome. I got
He's
goosebumps.
reunited. We're having a good time. Just never surrender. That's what I tell you. I tell everybody, just never surrender. You know your
Does
kid.
he now know that it was wrong?
I think that yeah, we don't talk about the past. We talk about the future because the
Okay.
past you can't bring back the dead. So we
Right.
don't talk about the past. We talk about where we're going in the future. There's a lot of love. There's karaoke in, and it's a lot of singing. And we're trying to get everything back together, but never surrender. You know your kids. I knew my kid. I knew my son was never gone forever. I'm one of the blessed ones. People lose their child at war. They never come back.
Right.
Ashley Babbitt didn't come back to Mickey. We lost Ashley. She didn't make it home. And that's the sad part of that situation. But you have your kids still there, and you have time, and you'll get there. You'll get
Yeah.
there. We
Well, and
all
I
need to
keep
fight
hope
with you,
too
though.
because he's not his frontal lobe isn't even developed. He hasn't hit that age where you start really like looking back and being like, "Oh my gosh, all this isn't real to him. It's just like it's like a game."
Right.
And you can
right.
tell there's no reality to his face. Like you can tell he's like, "Yeah, I was right and she's wrong and I'm in charge of this and everybody's behind me." But once this is all over, he's going to realize he was a pawn. They don't
Right.
care about him. They never cared about him. They don't love him. They don't, you know what I mean? Like that's me. I'm that
It's the
person.
struggle. They
Yeah.
don't even know who he is, and
They don't
it's over
care.
for them.
They're using him as a pawn to make a political statement. And once this is over, that's it. They will not care about him ever.
That's unfortunate because he's gonna need like a lot of support at that time, and he's not gonna have any.
Well, he'll have
I
me.
mean, you'll be there, but you
He'll
know what I
have
Definitely.
me.
mean.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
I want him to know
it's
that
sad.
too.
It's sad for
I
everybody
am, yeah,
involved.
I am an open door. I will always be an open door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That
good.
is the one thing you can offer to your kids is let them know that no matter what, you're always here. The door is always open for
Yeah.
home.
Yep.
Yeah. And you've had
And
lots
now
of
we've
good
got to get
support.
you. Now we got to
Right.
get you a pardon.
Yeah, it'd be
You-
super great if I didn't have to like turn myself into prison on
yeah,
Monday.
that's what I'm hoping. Let's get to that
That would
point.
be so great, you know?
Let's focus on that.
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
You've had great support. You've had, I mean, I wouldn't know about Shaina. I wouldn't have, I mean, honestly, wouldn't know about Shaina if it weren't for Benjamin Martin.
Yeah.
And January 6th, or for those of you who don't know, Benjamin Martin from California, and he and Shaina knew each other, and he called me and said, "Can you help Shaina?" And I was like, yeah, uh, let's do this. But you know, he saw what was going on, and I think you guys would go to church together.
Well,
Is that
he was a realtor too, so he used to
That's
own his
right.
own real estate company here.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been a friend for a long time. And then his wife is a nurse, and so we're super close now.
Yeah.
But you know, they did him extremely horrible.
Oh yeah.
They
And
did
there,
like a diesel service with him, and
oh yeah.
there was the same judge that was my judge. Um, like disobeyed the pardon from Trump and put
Yeah.
him in prison and sent him from prison to prison to prison so that it was hard for Trump to get him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's still in limbo a little bit,
He's
but
in limbo. Yeah.
you know, we've got 30 seconds here, Shaina.
Okay.
Just a plea to President Trump, or
Yeah.
what you got for me?
So yeah, so if you want to help, there's a link to the DOJ. There's a link to the pardons office. You just have to get on to pardons office. There's also Aaron Friday's X account, as well as Jen's. Did you have that posted on there? So the more letters that I get for the pardon, the better. If you go into Aaron Friday's or Jen's X account, there should be already the document already ready and kind of shows you how to file that. I have a Gifts and Go that helps with all legal fees, as well as, you know, the kids that are going to be out here now on their own without their mom. So it's going to help with some of that as well. But I'm just praying that Trump will see this. I know that I've been out there a lot. I know that there's a lot of people that are, you know, supporting, but I know that once he sees it, once this gets, you know, in his attention, once he's gonna sign that pardon. So we just hope that's sooner than later, because I do report to prison on Monday.
On Monday. All right, you guys, keep your prayers for Shaina Gaviola. Get on those websites and X and all that, and let's get her some help. God bless you, Shaina. We love you so much.
Thank you. Love you.
Me,
Bye.
Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic place in all the land. Hey, I'm here getting cleansed up. You know why? Because Sugar Creek Goods is a great place by patriots, making patriot soaps, making me smell nice. And that's what's nice. Who wants to go down the street and smell of somebody bad in New York City? Hey, by the way, what's this thing for?
250 years ago, a nation was born, built on courage, driven by freedom, defined by patriots who stood their ground. Today, we don't just remember that legacy, we wear it. This is more than a shirt. It's a symbol of strength, freedom, and pride. I'm Steve Stern, COO of theflagshirt.com, and I invite you to celebrate 250 years of the United States with us. Wear your pride, stand for something, get your shirts today.
You know what is more disappointing than Cheeto Bisconte, everyone?
My sex life?
No, bad cell service. Let's make fun of Gino. Oh wait, he's here.
Well, speaking of the opposite of his sex life, these people have towers that are huge and they're everywhere. And while you're traveling, you can use these huge towers. PatriotMobile.com / it bends to the right. I don't have to tell you. TAFW. And then you can talk about me behind my back.
Patriotic people doing patriotic things.
Corporate transfer, fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
Agara coffee. Why? Because it increases focus.
This is T-Mac, the Patriot, and I love Patriot products like Sugar Creek Goods. Check it out today on our website.
It's me, Joe the Box. And I'm John the Blanket with the America First podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino podcast coming to you from the America First warehouse.
Welcome, everybody, to the James Justice Show, tearing these airwaves apart with all the craziness that goes on in the world.
Welcome to the Patriots podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Shane Jenkins here with another episode of Liberty's Cage.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Red, Right, and True.
We are streaming live on America First Media and Television app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
The America First warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I am Jen Baker. I've got Tammy Jackson and Guy Reffitt stepping in for Nicole today. Sitting here on Freedom's front porch, and we were just talking with Shaina Gaviola. I mean, that's her story is just, it never ceases to break my heart. And you know, Tammy, Guy, you were just meeting her for the first time. Thoughts about what we just heard?
She's an amazing young lady. You can tell inside her voice, you can feel that she's strong. She's got a fire. She wants to win that kid. She wants to win her kids. She wants to get free. And golly, man, we need to get out there. We need to fight for this girl because the weaponization is still here. It's not gone. And we've got to fight. We're not through yet. This fight's not over. We've got other problems in America that it's showing. This story right here just exacerbates that discussion, and it should explode in this country.
I mean, we
This
believe
girl
like,
needs help.
it's crazy how it was like, okay, it was happening in 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24. Like that was like, okay, I get it. If we're in this Biden era, we're in this, you know, woke era, like these people are, you know, absolute criminals that are doing this to her, but we are in 2026 and she's about to go to prison. Like it's unconscionable to think that this is happening.
Well, and the fact that she went from maybe doing 6 months jail to it could be 5 years, and then they try to tell you that it's not coercion. Like whatever, it's all coercion. Number one,
yeah.
You know, they make you grovel at sentencing. Oh, I'm so sorry for whatever I didn't do, you know,
right.
And all these other things. But,
or I did because it was the right freaking thing to do, period.
Yeah.
And
right. There's nothing illegal with what I did.
Yeah.
You know,
sick.
like
these people are sick.
I mean, like she was talking about, you know, we didn't really get into the stuff that happened at her trial and the fact that, you know, you have a prosecutor and an FBI agent sending sexual text messages about Shaina and wanting, you know, I don't know the extent of them, but it said something to do of, you know, oh, a threesome and this and that. Two married people, an FBI agent and a prosecutor, talking that way about a defendant and what they'd like to do to her after she gets out of prison. Like,
and they weren't even married to each other. They were married to other people, right?
Yes.
So this is just an affair that is also turning into this sexual fantasy with these prosecutors. If that doesn't tell America these people are sick, what does?
Right. She runs into the prosecutor at a restaurant, like a restaurant bar.
Runs into.
Right. She and her friend were there. He comes up to her. They're like, and then gets the FBI agent on the telephone and starts, you know, like it just is so gross and in your face. And then they don't even do anything about it.
Yeah.
Well,
the judge just tosses it away because he's with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's disgusting. And it goes to show you how, like, well, I could sit there and go, oh, well, God, I could see that because it's in California. And I totally get it. This is federal. This case is federal.
Right.
It's
And
not
on
a
top of
state
all of
case.
that, yeah, and even though that it is in California, we expect Looney Tunes out of California.
Right.
I'm still mind blown.
Sadly,
Out of
sadly
some
we do.
stranger gets to decide what is best for my child because my child has now decided that he wants to be a cat, and I didn't buy cat litter this week. So now some
Right.
stranger is
Right.
appointed to my child. Like, what kind
That's
of just
child neglect,
token,
Tammy.
like, I know. I'm so sorry that I didn't buy you any kitty cat treats or catnip or, a cat tree or just get out of here, please. And like she said, her kid is 21 years old. He's not going by Brianna. He's not transitioning.
Right.
Maybe it was just a phase like a lot of
Even if
teenagers go through.
Even if
Yeah.
he decides to, now he's 21. Nobody cares. It's his choice. But he was a kid then.
He was a kid. They could have
Even-
chopped it off and they wouldn't have any regrets about it. And he would be sitting here going, oh, I shouldn't have chopped it off.
Yeah, if they would have done it to him, then yes, they should have been prosecuted for mutilating a child.
Right.
I have two transgenders in that I do. I have Jessica Watkins, which is a very good friend of mine. I love Jessica very much.
Me too.
My
Yeah.
son's partner now is Vivian Rossano, and I love Vivian. Vivian is cool. I really like Vivian. Vivian's trans, but adults. These are adults. These are adults that can make adult decisions. Man, people need to leave these kids the hell alone. And these two trans that are friends of mine that I love, I'll tell you the same thing. Leave the kids alone. That's not how this works.
That's
Make an adult decision. If a person, until they can get a tattoo or vote, don't mess with them. It's leave them alone. That's the parents' choice.
But they don't ever do that. They never do that. They always say, we're not coming for the kids. We're not coming for the kids. But they're over here trying to read books to my children. They are over here trying to mess with my kids' head in the junior high schools. It is there. I'm not saying that all trans people are coming for your kids because that's not the case. But
That's
there
not the
is
case, but
an effort from the government and from really weird French entities of our society because it is a French thing. This is not a normal thing. Most people do not feel body dysmorphia. It is not normal. And it's not it's way more rare than most people think. A lot of people that say they're trans are cross dressers. If you want to wear a silky dress, wear a silky dress. But you're not cutting anything off. You're not taking any hormones. You're not doing all these things.
Now you're missing one more. Now you're missing one more thing to rub that silk against. What are you doing?
Right.
Well, but you know what I'm saying? Like they're not even getting it all. They're not even getting it right. Not even getting it right. So whether you're gay or you're a cross dresser or you're trans, those things as an adult, they don't matter because our sexuality doesn't really matter. And we're not the ones talking about that usually. But for some reason, we got to talk about that with the kids. No, we don't. Leave the kids alone.
Yep. Yep.
They need to be learning the curriculum. Look at the dumbing down of America. We're losing that because they're filling it with these things that have bedroom effect that have nothing to do with their daily out in the sunlight life. Let them do their life. Let them play on the playground, slide on the slides, swing on the swings. Play softball, play whatever. Go to the pond and drink from the water hose. Who gives a shit? But leave the kids alone. That's what we did when we were younger. Yeah, leave them alone. Let them have their life. Let them do whatever they want to do, and then move on to whatever they want to do as an adult. Who cares? That's their thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But
they're on the kids for 18 years, and then they have to live their shitty adult lives. Not that shitty adult lives are great. I mean, it's great to be an adult, but you know how it is. Like being an adult is shitty most of the time. You're like, oh, I gotta pay bills. I have to have a responsibility. Oh, I have to prioritize things I don't really want to prioritize. I just want to sit on the beach with a Mai Tai and some bonbons. You can't really do that. So, sometimes being an adult is really shitty. But these kids only get to be kids for 18 years and then they got to be adults for 80 years.
Right.
Facts.
Let them have
That's
it.
facts. Let them enjoy that shit while it's still there, while they still can. Hell, I grew up too fast. I missed out some years, but I'd like to have some of that back now.
Right.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
we have to take it back, and that's what like the mid 60s is we're just taking back our youth and like acting like asses. I can't wait to give it to my kids.
Well, Stalin and Mao and Hitler, they couldn't win shit until they got the guns and the kids. Once they got the guns and the kids, they won everything they
That's
wanted.
right.
But the kids are huge, pivotal.
Exactly.
They're malleable, and if you can get their minds the way you want them, you can use them as the weapons that they're working with now. And this is what we're doing. This is what's wrong. This is 1984. This is George Orwell over and over again. They're building against this.
Yeah.
And this is the example is getting more and more prevalent in our faces. And if we don't take back this country, we're going to lose it all. And I'll be damned if that's going to happen. And I think everybody knows that about me.
Yeah. Well, and
Well,
they're not, kids aren't breeding. People aren't breeding anymore. And if they are getting pregnant, then they're killing their babies in the womb. So you're right. They want the kids. And then once that comes about, then it's just takeover time, because they're not going to have the population that they need to try and control. You got China in a deficit of population. Like they've already surpassed the
I
time
don't
where
know about
they
Jen, because
should be.
there's a big revival going on in the rural parts of this country.
Well,
And there's a lot of people that are saying, you know what, enough of this craziness. We're going to get back to the basics. We're getting back to our Bibles. We're getting back to family and love and country and God.
That's
So,
right.
I mean, we have
Let's go.
there is a little bit of faith.
I got a little bit of
Let's
faith.
go. I love it. That's what we need.
Yes.
Remember before January 6, 2021, when America went out in the streets by the tens of thousands and stood up?
Yeah.
What happened? Don't fear, folks. I was there. I did my time. Get out there and fight.
That's right. All right, you guys, we'll be right back. We'll do some cleanup.
I was born in the Lone Star State beneath the Texas sky. I can rope and ride like Daddy, and I never ever cried. But now the world's a-changing. Girls must cover up to their eyes. Don't wanna be sold to some old man. I'd really rather die. So just go home. Just go home. Just go home. Sharia law's not welcome over here. Just go home. Take your medieval rules and stick them in your ear. Just go home. Your Sharia law will never rule our land. Just go home. We've got the Second Amendment to help you understand.
All right. Welcome back, you guys. We are sitting here just talking about reminiscing about the fact that Shayna, took her case to trial, which is super brave nowadays. We talked about this last week a little bit where, it's over, I think, Guy will probably correct me if I'm wrong, but it's way over 90% of cases in America go straight to a plea and don't go to trial. And it's lazy and it's cruel and it's there's so many things to a plea deal that are just should be it just shouldn't be allowed. Anyway.
Well, they're coercion. It's
Yes,
coercion. And they
absolutely.
say, you have to get in front of that judge and say that you're not being coerced to take this plea deal. You're absolutely
Right.
being coerced because if you don't take this plea deal, then you're going to get superseded. You're going to get more charges. They're going to put more time on you. So, yes, you're absolutely getting coerced into taking these plea deals.
1,000%. There was not one person that
True.
I knew of in the January 6th community that took a plea deal that did not want to take a plea deal, but took it because, they were going to go after their family or they were going to, go after 25 years for a misdemeanor or whatever, like
Right.
the stupid stuff. And Guy, I'm like Tammy and I know Nicole is, but we're so proud of you for what you're doing with this, and I think it's super exciting. And I would really love for you guys to tell, or not you guys, but for you to tell everybody what's going on with this and like firsthand. So, nopleaagreements.com. Guy Ruffett, what's going on?
All right. So what I put together is I put together a website, and I'm trying to get a message out to America. The government's not going to fix themselves. We're going to have to force them into to get in, and they're going to have to re-legislate their situation. We have a Sixth Amendment right to trial, so I've created a website called no more pleaagreements.com, or you can follow me on X at no mo plea agree, or you can find me at No More Plea Agreements on Facebook. And the whole principle to this is that if we stop taking plea deals, which we have a constitutional right to do, if you will just see past the fear, intimidation, and coercion that they put on you and just hold your ground in America, we can beat the system that has been built against us. 99.6% of convictions in the federal and state system goes through a plea agreement. So what are we doing? Do we not have that? Literally circumvents the Sixth Amendment right to trial. People say, well, how can that happen? Well, you have a Sixth Amendment right to trial, but if you sign that plea agreement, you made a contract with the government that you will both sidestep the Sixth Amendment, and you will get a deal if you'll just do that for them, not for you. It does not help you, like they say. Yeah, they say, okay, we're going to give you less time, but you got to do what we tell you to. What we're going to write in this plea is a lie. But don't worry about that, because we're trying to use you to get to the big fish. Now, that's wrong in every merit. Now, you're taking a lie just so you can get a better deal, but you're going to do time anyway, so you might as well get out that. Take that shit to the appellate court, because when you sign the plea, you don't get an appeal. You sign away
Right.
your right to appeal. People misunderstand that completely. You don't get an appeal, so you don't get to say, "Oh, well, I, really kind of lied about the situation." Go to trial. Go to the appellate court. When you go, listen, you go through the trial and you get to the sentencing phase, you might not get this stuff they say you're going to get, like 20 years, like they say. Mine was 20 years. I got 7, right? But then I go to win an appeals, and I get down to, like, I don't know, 80 months. But then I was still taking it through the circuit, and I still had the appeals on that. I was winning, winning, winning. You got to stand your ground, America. The only way to stop this system from building against you is to break it down, and we, the people, are the only power to do that. They're not going
Right.
to do it themselves. They're too arrogant. They hate you. They want their win, and they're going to steal it from you.
Well, fear and
Facts.
intimidation are pretty big factors in getting that plea agreement out of you because like you said, we're going to go after your mom. She answered the phone. She transferred a money order into her name, or your
Right.
wife, she she wouldn't put money on somebody's books, and now it's conspiracy, and we're gonna hit you with a RICO charge, and blah blah blah. That's it's
Well,
dirty handed
it's
tricks like
fear.
that they do. Yes,
If
exactly.
you're scared of the government and the law, if you're scared of them, you're oppressed. Now,
Right.
definition of tyranny is literally the oppression of the people. So, do we have a tyrannical system? Fuck yeah, we do. There's no other way to
Yeah.
say that. I can't sugarcoat that. It's a tyrannical system. The plea deals is a tyrannical process that takes away your rights by oppressing you, by putting you in a fearful moment so that you'll
Yes.
sign your life away. You'll sell your firstborn to keep from doing what they say they're going to do to you, but they don't really get to do it that way. It's not how it works. But they got you scared enough to think it is. You still have your sentencing phase and you have your appeals. As long as you don't sign the plea deal, you get your constitutional rights. You sign away your rights. What kind of constitutional republic are we if you're giving away everything you're given?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it always, so the first time I went to a sentencing, a plea agreement signing and sentencing, like I was just blown away at, the fact that they're just like, oh, you knowingly sign this, saying that you did all this. And it's like, but but you're signing stuff that that you didn't do. And yet they're trying to tell you that you're supposed to say under oath that you did it, but you're lying, but you're not supposed to lie. And it's just unbelievable to me. And like, and then you're not allowed an appeal. Right? The only way you could get an appeal is if you are able to prove that your attorneys
We're
did
ineffective.
wrong do yeah, were ineffective, and or like, didn't
Right.
didn't explain to you properly or whatever, ineffective. And I only saw that happen once, and that was with Vitaly Gosjankowski. And
Right.
and he was able to but we got the pardon before that happened, before he got his new trial, but he was the only one. And quite honestly, um it didn't hurt that he was deaf, and that there was, the communications between he and his attorneys weren't um quite right. So, I
Yeah.
mean, you don't see that happening with anybody else, that, anyone verbal and hearing and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's just blows.
This this was considered an obstruction of an officer or something like that
Hmm.
because he wagged his finger.
Yeah.
This was what they convicted him of.
Right.
This.
Yeah.
And
That's insane.
this was no. This he was
This yeah,
saying
this
no.
was no, not
And he's
hey.
deaf.
Yeah,
Like he's
these
deaf.
people are these people are so stupid that this is what they used in court and accepted it by the judge.
Yeah.
Who the
Right.
hell does that shit in ethical reasoning and accepts that?
Right.
These activist judges and these garbage prosecutors that hate all of us and all of you, they just
Yeah.
want their win. Their wins, if prosecutors continue to win 99.6% of the time, they become judges.
Right.
Look at their damn records. You don't get defense attorneys as judges anymore. Why? Because prosecutors are taking the jobs because their wins are 99.6%. Defense attorneys aren't winning like that, are they? So all these judges are activist judges that are prosecutors, and we see how garbage they are.
Yeah.
We got to stop that shit.
And
They're
that's
not going to stop themselves.
no,
Not
they're
going to
not.
stop themselves.
No. It's
The system is built
and it's
against it.
also for sure, and it's a bunch of DEI judges that
Right.
and they're pleading the case from the bench. They're not even the attorney. You're not the prosecutor or the defense. So why are you like you're supposed to be neutral? And I saw many times where they were telling the prosecution, "Are you going to object?"
That was my
Yeah.
favorite.
Like
What?
Is that not the craziest shit you ever did see?
yeah, like what do you?
We need cameras.
Do you just want
We
to?
need
Do you just
cameras.
want to come do his job
Right.
for him, Judge? Like, is there even any point in any of this?
If we don't get cameras in these federal courtrooms, we are never going to. America's never going to be able to see what we're saying right now, and they'll
Yeah.
just never understand how bad it truly is. They watch the news and say, "Oh, well, there's activist judges," but you don't know what they really did because the transcript doesn't show the entirety of
Right.
what's going on in that courtroom. We need cameras in there. It's a
1000%.
mess.
Absolutely.
So what's the website again, Guy?
It's no more plea agreements.com. Just no more plea agreements. Yeah, you can find it if you search just no more plea agreements in Bing, it'll come up. If you search it in Google, I'm still working on the indexing, but you'll get there. No more plea agreements.com.
Well, it's pretty exciting stuff, and we look forward to hearing more about it. We're gonna do the last thing. Tammy, what's the hotline number for those of you who are feeling troubled or not, don't have somebody to speak to? What number do they go to? What do they dial?
988.
Dial 988.
Yeah, and also if anybody wants to help Shaina Gaviola out, she does have a Give and Go. You can look her up just by her name, Shaina Gaviola. And pray for her, but pray for us too, man, because we're praying for you.
That's right.
Amen.
All right, we've got her her QR code on the screen. Click that. That'll take you to what you can do to help her. Thank you guys so much. It was a great show. Guy, thanks for filling in for Miss Nicole. We miss her, but we're happy to
I
have
will.
you.
She's here. She just not feeling good, but she'll be back because my girl's a trooper.
Yeah, she is.
We know that to be
She's
true.
a tough cookie.
That's right. She'll punch her way through.
Well, we'll see her next week, and I'm sure we'll have to fill her in on all the good stuff. But make sure that she gets some Oliver love, and all that.
She getting that Oliver love right now. Oliver's all snugged up to her.
Right
If
on.
it wasn't so hot down here in Oklahoma, I'd get in here and snuggle too, but it's 105 degrees.
She'd probably be like, "Get out here.
Get off of me."
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in. Come back next week. We'll be sitting out on the porch and waiting for you. So we'll see you next week, 2:00 Eastern. Thank you,
Freedom's
guys.
front porch, baby. America First Warehouse.
That's right.
For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be. America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see. A symbol of hope, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free in the America